Marvel's Spider-Man is one of those games people can't seem to stop talking about, and with good reason. It is an amazing, spectacular game, and Insomniac has done an unprecedented job of imbuing New York with all sorts of tiny details, including broken hearts. Earlier this year, Tyler Schultz reached out to Insomniac Games on Twitter, asking the developers to help him orchestrate a marriage proposal to his girlfriend of 5 years. The proposal manifested itself as an in-game movie theater marquee featuring text that reads, "Maddie, will you marry me?" Which is lovely. The problem? Tyler is now single. He detailed the circumstances surrounding the breakup, and long story short, they're not pretty. After learning the sad turn of events, Insomniac art director Jacinda Chu offered to remove the Easter egg, but Tyler asked that it remain in the game. So to anyone dating a Maddie, the ball is in your court. In other sad news, an NPC resembling a shirtless Greg Miller wearing a Spider-Man mask also appears in the game, but I have it on good authority that unfortunately, Greg has put his shirt back on. Though don't worry, I'm sure he'll be shirtless again in no time. Still on the subject of Spider-Man, IGN's Ryan McCaffrey had a chance to sit down with Insomniac Games CEO Ted Price and discuss how the chance to make a Spider-Man game came about. Apparently, a Sony partner approached him early on about the possibility of making a Marvel game, and surprisingly, Ted's initial response was fairly neutral. While Marvel's one of the biggest brands on Earth right now, Insomniac Games has a history of original properties, so working on someone else's IP was never something they'd really considered. However, when Ted bounced the idea off his team, it was met with overwhelming enthusiasm because everybody loves Spider-Man. According to Price, Spider-Man was the perfect fit for Insomniac after developing Sunset Overdrive's dynamic traversal and colorful open world. Will we ever see a Sunset Overdrive 2? Well, after Spider-Man's success, my spidey sense tells me a spectacular superhero sequel might be a higher priority for Insomniac right now, but we'll have to wait and see. As you probably know, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice is the next punishingly difficult game being developed by Dark Souls creators From Software, and we just got a brand new trailer focusing on the game's narrative. You play as a shinobi who can resurrect himself, thus the shadows dying twice, and are constantly tasked with rescuing your master, who is kidnapped by some very scary people who you have to fight. These scary people include this human-sized boss who traverses a tightrope, surprisingly also talks to the main character, which is unusual for a Souls game, and then there's a corrupted monk who's another boss, and yet another boss that looks like a cross between the cleric beast from Bloodborne and a snow gorilla from the mountains. Fun. Lots of bosses to be fought in Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, which releases March 22nd, 2019, so get ready to get good. That is your Daily Fix for September 10th. Now that you're caught up on the news, check out our review of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and while it's getting a mixed reception overall, my esteemed colleague Lucy O'Brien gave it a high score, and I'm inclined to agree with her, having completed it myself. With that, I'm Max Scoville. Go download the IGN app on all your devices and follow us on Snapchat, and if all else fails, you can always get your fix on IGN.com. Have a good one, everybody. Happy Monday.